And at the same time, while writing UCEED, I was really cool and I didn't have any tension.
IIT design courses, is it very technical? So how has been your experience for the last 3 semesters?
We have within ourselves, it's like completely different from our school life.
Is drawing skills important?
They'll not ask which software did you use and stuff like that. They just need the actual work.
The VOYAGE is a video lecture series by THiNC Institute of Design, wherein our toppers of the previous design entrance exams come and share their journey after joining the premier design institutes of this country. This is the 5th episode of the VOYAGE series, and in this episode with us we have Navdeep KUMAR, who has written the UCEED 2020 exam and topped it with an All India rank of 14. He is currently at IIT Bombay pursuing his Bachelor of Design course. Come, let's get to know about his last 3 semesters of experience at IIT Bombay and also seek answers to some of the most frequently asked questions by a lot of young design aspirants. Hello Navdeep, welcome to VOYAGE and welcome back to THiNC Institute of Design.
Thank you for having me back.
So let's start with your journey of how you arrived at a design college, how you arrived at IIT.
So from a young age, I was interested in design, and I used to draw a little bit when I was little, but then I slowly kind of shifted to engineering, and my parents kind of forced me to take up JEE coaching, and I didn't try to venture into like design or because I didn't know what it was till like 12th, I think at the end. So like halfway through like 11th and 12th, I understood that this was not my passion, and JEE and engineering this won't work for me. So one of my friend told me about this UCEED exam, and she told that it's a good thing for creative people. So I just tried it, and I found out that these questions are I could do these questions quite naturally. So I got really interested, and I tried to apply for NID, but the date was over, so I did nift. So after the exam, I was quite happy with my result, even though I didn't get into IIT, but I got quite a good rank. So that year I didn't even write JEE, so I kind of came to a conclusion that BDES is my life's goal. So that's how I joined THiNC, and I took their repeaters batch and wrote UCEED again and got here.
Okay, so from what I understand, you first wrote UCEED while you were clearing your 12th standard. Along with that, okay. Then you wrote again the next year.
Yeah.
Okay. So did you write the other design exams like NID, NIFT and all?
Yeah, I did write NID and NIFT. I was focusing mainly on NID and UCEED. Actually I was mainly focusing on NID, but I tried UCEED and NIFT also. And so in fact, I was really interested in NID after joining the institute. So that's a fun story that while writing NID, I was a bit tensed because I thought I really wanted to get into that college.
Okay.
And at the same time, while writing UCEED, I was really cool, and I didn't have any tension. Maybe that's why I got here and didn't get NID.
Okay. Okay. So let's focus a bit more now on what happened at the college after joining. So you've joined IIT Bombay, and what exactly is the first year like? I've heard of foundation year and things like that with NIDs. So is there anything like that in IITs?
Like for us, the first and second year is basically the foundation. So there they teach us all the basic stuffs like 2D, 3D, and drawing, videography, photography, all those things they will teach us, and they're kind of try to make us know that these are all the available options, and we could just choose whichever we like, and from there from third year and fourth year we could choose which stream we want to go in, and they'll kind of assign professors to us, and we could just learn whatever we like.
So along with getting an idea of the subjects in the first and second year, do you also get to learn a lot about how to enhance your knowledge, your skill sets, any workshops or anything of that sort that happens?
Yeah, we do have regular workshops at different semesters. For example, in our first semester, we had to learn woodworking. So we have a woodworking studio there, and in other semesters we had to learn things like weaving and clay modeling and also pottery. So we have studios for that, and we could learn from real professionals.
Okay, so I think there's a lot of hands-on learning that goes on in the first and second year.
Yeah, more than theory, they kind of give weightage to our skill development, even though it might sound kind of bad that we have to cut wood and make different stuff out of it. But basically, design is, I think, it's a holistic learning. So we have to learn different skill sets, and it doesn't matter if it's weaving or knitting. It doesn't matter like that. It's just skill set development.
Okay, so does that mean that there's a lot more focus on the practical aspect of design?
Yeah, I think so, because theory is there, but our professors mainly focus on giving us feedbacks on our works rather than giving theory that about design and stuff. I think that's great because we could improve what we have within ourselves. It's completely different from our school life, and it was quite difficult getting used to this new learning technique.
Okay. So when you're talking about these submissions of works, is it these assignments and all, is it mostly individualistic or is it group works?
So we get both kind of works, and both get evaluated, and mainly we don't have any kind of examinations as such. So all our grades are given from our projects and assignments. We just have to submit them on time, and they'll be graded.
Okay. So how has been your experience, like when we're talking about group assignments and all? Like, do you get to enhance your skill sets from your friends, or does your faculty teach you skill sets, softwares and all?
Yeah, I kind of like group works quite more because we could learn from each other. And for example, if you don't know a particular software like Blender, you could just ask your friends and learn it from them. And these kind of softwares, design softwares like Photoshop, InDesign, all these things, professors will not teach you. We have to learn it ourselves.
Okay.
So, and I think that's a great opportunity. So we can, when we are learning it ourselves, we will kind of learn it better. That's my experience.
Okay. Tell us, share with us some of these softwares that you've recently laid your hands on.
Okay, so I've tried Photoshop, Illustrator, Adobe InDesign, and I mainly work in Procreate.
Okay.
So, and Blender also, but actually they don't ask us to work on a particular software.
Mm-hmm.
So they just need the work. For example, if they need a 3D model, we just need to submit it. They'll not ask which software did you use and stuff like that. They just need the work and not the path which we have taken.
Okay. One of the most commonly asked questions when we are talking about design courses is like, is it very technical? The IIT design courses, is it very technical? So how has been your experience for the last 3 semesters?
So I was a little bit afraid that if I join IIT, they might teach me something technical, like BTech, but I was totally wrong. They don't teach anything related to BTech. In fact, it's like complete opposite. So even our professors don't like BTech. And so whatever methods they use, we kind of use the opposite. Okay. That's why we don't have any exams.
So towards the third year, fourth year and all, I've heard that you start getting electives. So how does that happen? How is that decided?
So yeah, we could take up electives after, even from a first sem onwards, but it depends upon our credits, and apart from, if you want to take something apart from our core courses, we need to have a particular amount of credits or a proper grade, and I don't think we will take it because we have enough core courses, and in those core courses we get different courses like graphic design, animation, game design, and product design, transportation. All those things we already get, and even if you are not satisfied with that, we can take electives and get more credits.
Okay, that's quite an interesting point to ask you this question. What is it that you are passionate about or more interested in design?
Okay, I like cars a lot. So right now my plan is to take product design, and later maybe in masters I'll take transportation design and go from there.
Okay. Talking about passion, what are the different ways in which you could actually explore that being at a premier campus like IIT Bombay?
So we have a lot of students, and which means we kind of have a lot of clubs. So like literary club, photography club, even we have design club. So I'm actually part of a racing team club, which is actually really interesting. And we work with mechanical team, and we actually make Formula One prototype cars, and we actually use them for racing. It's a different story. So for us, like the design team, we will just design the car, make the 3D mock-ups, and we color it, and we give different sponsorship decals, and we give it to the mechanical team, and they will make the actual car. It's quite interesting. And we also have like magazines, car magazines inside them. So like the juniors, we get to do car magazines, and seniors get to do the cars. That's what's happening right now.
Okay, so I think it's one of the advantages of being in a institute wherein you have a lot of branches and courses, right? You get to learn a lot from the interdisciplines, right?
Yeah.
Quite interesting.
That's
Talking deeper about the academics, what's the average class strength like, and how well do you get an individual attention from the professors?
So in my class there are 37 students, and I would say we get a lot of individual attention from our professors, and we get individual feedback. And I think this is mainly because of the class strength. It's quite low compared to other design colleges, and we know each other, like everyone knows each other, and we have a really good contact with our professors.
Okay.
And I think that makes learning quite interesting.
Okay.
And easy.
How are the professors like?
Yeah, professors are really cool, and they hate school life. So whatever we were taught at school, they kind of tell us to unlearn everything. We are not going to buy heart any stuff here.
Oh,
And
okay.
and they are really supportive, and they kind of comes behind us and make us do work. And I think that's quite different from what I had experienced from school, and I think it's a really great experience.
So talking about this rote learning that used to happen at schools, like how was it different? Can you cite any examples?
I think it's totally different, because we don't have to learn anything by heart. Even the theory part is really less. So our classes mostly consists of giving feedbacks and some interesting other discussions. That's how we learn different things. And from school, it's like we need to by heart stuff, and we just need to reproduce it on a paper, and you'll get marks. So here, the professors actually need to know that we learned something. So if we learn it quite well, it will show in the product or whatever we are making. It will show it there. So we can't actually make any shortcuts and get marks. And I think that's quite a good way of teaching. For example, in our first semester we had history, and I thought we had an exam at the end sem, but we didn't. We just had to make different posters from different civilizations, and that was it. And even though they taught us many different dates and all the human historical events and stuff like that, but so at the end of the day, they don't want us to memorize anything. That's it.
Okay, it seems like the evaluation part in itself is quite different from other probably engineering colleges or even schools, right?
Yeah, it's definitely different, because we don't have like particular exams or vivas or those kind of things. We mainly have these assignments and projects which we have to submit it on time, and that's how you get grades.
One of the most frequently asked questions is drawing skills important?
Okay, it's good to have those skills, but even if you are not good at drawing, I think it's fine, because you just need to convey your idea creatively. And even though you don't have to actually draw in a really artistic way. You are in design school. I thought, for example, design was you need to draw like perfectly as like a picture drawing. So I kind of went into realistic drawing at first. So after coming to college, I realized that you don't need to do that. You just need to look more on proportions and all those different styling aspects than direct and realistic drawings. And even if you don't have this, it's fine, I think. But it's quite a plus point to have, and like anyone can start learn to draw, and basic skills are enough, I would say.
Okay. How is the workload like, or how hectic would you rate your 3 semesters of college life?
I would say that we get enough time to do all the works, but if you like procrastinate or kind of like skip classes, it will get really difficult, and at the end you'll have a lot of work to do. So if you kind of schedule your work and do it everything in time, I would say you get a lot of free time and you could explore different things in those times.
Where do you fall into? Are you a procrastinator or?
I think I would say I'm falling somewhere middle.
Okay.
Yeah.
From what I understand, this is a more of practical, skill-based sort of learning. There's a lot of focus being given on that, right? So how do you keep yourselves sharp, or how do you improve such skills or catch up new skills?
So basically, if you are trying to learn something new, for example, if you are trying to learn 3D in Blender, I would say watch different YouTube tutorials, and if you are learn it for quite some time. You should not take it up for 2-3 days and leave it. I don't think you will learn that much from it. So at least do it for a few weeks, then you will have some form of expertise on it, at least in a beginner level skill. And it also helps that if you could learn from your friends, it would be better. And so I learned it from mainly YouTube and from friends. So if you want something more, you could just buy courses from Udemy, and I think that's good.
Tell us 2 really interesting courses or out-of-the-box courses that you have taken in the last 3 semesters.
So I think that would be, we had a course on creativity and mainly product design. So we could just think out of the box and create anything that we want. For example, there was one assignment to make diya. I made the diya with clay, and it kind of looks like a crossbows, and we had to lit the arrow. So things like that we had to do, and that course was really interesting to me. And another one was based on cinematography. So in that one, we had to watch 2-3 movies in the weekend, and mainly these Friends and those Italian movies, old movies, and we had to give reviews the next week. And our professors will, we will have a common discussion with our professors about the movie and all the cinematography, mainly, framing and all those things. Okay. And I found out that to be really interesting.
What do you think is the biggest myth that has been busted after joining IIT? Before joining, probably you thought that this is what's going to happen, but after joining?
Yeah, the main thing was that it will be really technical and some related to BTech, and also the workload will be really high. So I didn't find any problem with the course or anything like that. I think it's really interesting, and I think it's a perfect BTech course.
What would be some of the advices that you would give to the young aspirants who want to get into IIT for BDes?
So I would tell them to not take this that seriously, like JEE or NEET and stuff like that. But you have to work. If you could work every day, that's really great. But I would recommend you to kind of try to acquire skills as much as possible, like drawing skills or problem solving skills, and don't go into that rabbit hole of I have to finish this book and that book and complete these question papers, then only I'll get it. Just improve your overall accuracy and speed, and try to focus on tracking the exam paper, and not in a sway into the art field and kind of draw different realistic stuff and all. Just focus on perspective drawings and what they ask for the exam. And I think that's it. Just work hard, basic stuff, and if you decide, you'll definitely get it.
Okay. Thank you, Navdeep. Thank you for sharing your wonderful experience and the kind of journey that you have had in the last 3 semesters with IIT Bombay. We wish you all the best from THiNC Institute of Design in all your future endeavors.
Thank you.
If you like the content, do like this video, and for more such content, please do subscribe to our channel.